If you've been online recently, you've probably heard and seen of Ashton Hall, the morning routine guy who's taking the internet by storm, who's completely blown up. Today, what I'm going to be talking about is why his strategy, his content strategy, is pretty bad. Like, it's not good for 99% of coaches. And actually, he sold a coaching program that I'm going to be kind of slightly exposing here, talking about a little bit, and kind of expressing to you guys why this strategy that he teaches, that he even does for himself, doesn't work for most coaches. Why it may work for him necessarily selling to you, but what sells to you is different than how you're going to sell your product or your solution or etc. Okay, so we're going to dive into his solution, pretty much talk about kind of what he does, why it doesn't work. I'm going to run you guys through kind of the main sort of problems, and then I'm going to talk about a little bit about what the solutions are in terms of these problems. For those of you that don't know, my name is Ashton Hunter. I currently run a coaching business that does anywhere from $50,000 to $70,000 per month, and pretty much my entire goal is to, with my coaching business and with my content, etc., is to give you guys proper, boring education, even though it may not be entertaining. But my primary goal is to at least educate you guys. So let's jump into kind of the overall strategy. Okay, so pretty much Ashton Hall used to sell kind of like a B2B sort of offer where he was helping people with social media, personal branding, going viral online, but he actually took it out of his bio. And I can guarantee you that with 17 million followers, he was only probably doing 50 to 80K a month maximum. Even though, like, you may be like, oh, that's a lot of money. That's like almost $1 million a year, right? It's like, yeah, but for 17 million followers, like, it's nothing crazy, right? And I can guarantee that if you try to follow the same strategy that he's doing, you're going to go broke. He was probably making more money from his sponsorships and stuff like that, brand deals, than probably his actual coaching business, like help people go viral. Okay. And even myself, like I had millions of views on TikTok. This is my TikTok. Like as you can see, 1.7 million, 287. Like I had videos that blew up constantly. And this was me like trying to become a fitness coach, trying to get clients the traditional way. And it led me to pretty much staying in the same position month after month for over a year, trying to get clients. And unless you're selling attention, right? Unless you're just trying to get views, likes, and shares, if that's your primary objective, I mean, go for it. But that kind of Ashton Hall strategy of just trying to go for views, clicks, the morning routine, the viral things, it doesn't really matter. We're trying to optimize for, cash, not views or attention. Okay. So for example, kind of on this theme, one of my clients, like literally 10,000 followers on Instagram, is generating almost $50,000 a month from his fitness coaching business. Okay. And that's without organic. That's meaning we're not having to keep up with kind of constant viral trends, stay in the loop of what's going on with the virality here, new hook here, like all this craziness that you always have to keep up with. Like we weren't doing that. We're simply just going directly to our niche, to our market, delivering a message, getting sales calls and closing those sales calls and making 50 grand a month. And even myself with 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and 1,500 Instagram followers, generating $50,000 a month, 15K weeks in my coaching business. Okay. So now we're going to kind of jump into why this doesn't work. So number one is views don't equal clients. A lot of people think that if they blow up on social media or they have a bunch of views, that's going to equal them making cash, but it's not. Okay. I can actually make a case for the more views you have, the less likely you are to probably make cash from those views. Okay, so viral is not viable. If you're playing the Ashton Hall game, if you're trying to optimize for this crazy viral strategy that he teaches, that he does himself, you're optimizing for likes and not sales. Okay, and all in all, what you're doing is you're basically taking the position that you're trying to entertain people and not educate people. Okay, all in all, like when you're trying to play the entertainment kind of like, oh, I'm going to go and entertain people. People don't watch entertainment content or like a morning routine video and they don't think, wow, this guy's like an absolute genius. I'm going to go spend $5,000 or $10,000 with him and buy his coaching program. Okay. So like, and when you're doing this at scale, like mass education, it's like, oh my God, this looks like I'm winning on the surface, but like, you're kind of playing a clown game. Like I would personally rather have 1,000 followers who are exactly within my ideal client profile, who are exactly within my niche, rather than 1 million people simply there for entertainment. Okay. And when you make your primary goal to entertain people, get likes, get views, all that sort of stuff, what happens is people don't really like care about you. They kind of view you as like a little clown, disposable clown that like is entertaining to watch, but they don't actually value you and what you know and your insights. Um, Meaning like you're not changing their beliefs. Okay. So if you don't change someone's beliefs, then they're not bought into you. Okay. B, people are now going to suddenly care about your skills and expertise because you simply haven't talked about it. Okay. It's almost like going to a job interview and cracking jokes rather than showcasing your talent. It's like, you should be trying to educate. And on the surface, like I said, it will feel like you're winning when you're making this sort of content, but no one will actually care enough to spend real money with you. Okay. It's almost like when you go to Home Depot and you need to fix something, you buy a utility, you buy a hammer. Okay. You don't expect the hammer to entertain you. The hammer serves a purpose. Same thing with your coaching business or your online business. If you're selling a transformation, go and educate regarding that transformation, regarding what you're doing, okay, towards that niche, towards your market, your niche, etc. Okay. And number two, he's pretty much, Ashton Hall is taking this shotgun approach. So what happens is when you're taking this shotgun approach, kind of think about it like you're going after this large circle out here. Okay. And you may end up hitting this, actual circle of people you want to work with. Like, for example, Ashton Hall was targeting coaches and mostly fitness coaches. Okay. And he was taking this viral approach, and maybe only 0.01% of his audience were remotely qualified buyers. Okay. He's just taking the shotgun approach. Why not just go directly to the audience and talk directly to that individual audience that you want to sell to rather than trying to just shotgun it? It seems like a very inefficient process. Okay. And the next step, this is a big point I want to make about kind of his content and a lot of other guys who are doing like I'm a coach that helps coaches and stuff like that. What happens is like a lot of these guys, they know that what sells you is going to be different than like what you sell, in the sense of like, for example, a lot of B2C like make money online offers. Like, for example, this guy, Vincent Fisher, okay, he's like I help fitness influencers make bank, right? And all of his content is like lifestyle content. This sort of stuff, I can guarantee you, is not targeted towards like legitimate businesses and like businesses that are actually doing like, let's say like 10, 20, even like 100K up to 100K a month. Like, these sort of guys are targeting people who have made zero money online, who want to get started. Okay. Because they see the lifestyle and they know, this guy knows, for example, Ashton Hall knows that lifestyle sells you as the coach. But if you go and try to emulate it and do it yourself, it's going to be different, because what sells you is different than what you sell. And one time I was on a call with one of my mentors and he told me that. I was like, I'm trying to do this lifestyle stuff. I'm trying to get ahead with this lifestyle stuff. Why isn't it working? And he's like, dude, like, what sells you is massively different than what you sell. Okay. And, it's not like a lifestyle or that sort of stuff that's going to sell people that, sells a lot of coaches or sells a lot of people who are buying this sort of stuff. Okay. They're targeting beginners. It's like a make money online B2C offer. Okay. So Ashton Hall, he's playing like the B2C sort of game, the follower, the clicks, and, coaches are more like B2B. So like, for example, if you're helping fitness coaches, right, and you're targeting legitimate businesses, go and educate people. If you're probably targeting beginners, like a lot of these guys are, where I guarantee you, like, this guy has 99% of his business is beginners, then go do the B2C lifestyle game. Okay. But if you're trying to target legitimate businesses, don't do that. Especially if you're like a fitness coach that has a very specific market. The worst thing you could do is now go and like, or any coach that's targeting a specific market, like a very niche market, worst thing you could do is go and do lifestyle content, because like no one cares. Like, especially within a tight niche, like, it's not going to convert the exact niche. So just go and talk directly to the niche, make reels about the direct niche, YouTube videos, ads, all that sort of stuff. Okay. And then problem number 4 is the commoditization trap. So everyone is pretty much copying these same sort of trends of Ashton Hall, doing the same kind of lifestyle. When everyone's doing the same thing, when everyone's doing the same process, selling the same thing, There's no differentiation. So if everyone's selling X, okay, and 10 people are selling X and X is the same, then the only thing left to compete on would be price. Okay. So the person who then charges the least will win. And then that pretty much leads to commoditization. And the more competitors there are, the more this price will keep dropping because people will find more efficient ways to do a solution, or people who will take projects on for less, and they'll keep dropping. Okay. And that's what happens when you try to do the same sort of strategy that everyone else is doing. Oh, I'm going to go try to get the views. I'm going to try to get the clicks. I'm going to do the lifestyle stuff, blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to make a lot of money online. Okay. You're pretty much appealing to everyone. No one feels understood. No one resonates with your message. You're going to have a hard time getting clients. You're going to have to charge less. People are going to view you as a commodity and replaceable. And when you're appealing to everyone, you're going to get a bunch of different people who all want to do different things. You're going to get a guy who wants to lose weight, a guy who wants to put on muscle, a girl who wants to do a bodybuilding show. And on the back end, you're going to have to make new processes for each of these different clients. Okay. And when you have to make a new process that's unvalidated for each new individual client, then what's going to happen to your client success rate? Your system's going to be shit. And people are going to be less committed because obviously they're not viewing you as a specialist, and you're going to have to charge less. Okay. So this is what happens to a lot of coaches when they try to go and play the views game. They pretty much just become commoditized. They're not specific. They're not the one of one dude in their niche who, when you think, oh yeah, I want help with this. I'm a fat dad who wants to, lose weight. Oh yeah, I'm going to go to the fat dad specialist that I know and I've been seeing his content for a bit, who helps exactly my niche. Okay. Lose weight. That's the game we have to be playing. We have to be precise. So this led Ashton Hall to kind of quit the coaching offer. He pulled it from his bio. He retired the strategy. And at the end of the day, like, if his strategy worked, if his clients were making money, like, dude, so many of his clients were just getting such shit results because, like what I talked about with this, what sells you is different than what you sell, right? So why people bought Ashton Hall's program? Oh, this guy, lifestyle, whatever. It's sold to coaches, but is it going to sell the people who are buying the coaching programs? Probably not. Okay. I can almost guarantee you, like, he wasn't making that much money with his actual offer. Okay. And the thing is, right now, especially with like offers that he was kind of running that were knowledge based, I'm sure like Ashton Hall was just kind of selling like mentorship, like a lot of these guys, where they're giving you information on how to do things like, yeah, here's a mentorship on, how to go viral, how to make money as a fitness coach. And at the end of the day, they're selling knowledge. Okay. But what the problem with this is, like, right now, knowledge is becoming cheaper than ever. And 30 years ago, like, for example, if you wanted to get a piece of information or know something, you'd have to go to the library, you have to find a mentor, dig through books. Okay. Today, you can just ask ChatGPT or ask Google and you get it in 2 seconds. Okay. So what's happening? The value of information, the cost of information is drastically decreasing, but yet people are selling it more and more and more. So what's going to happen over time? Okay, if the cost of it is decreasing, but people are continually selling it and there's more and more competition, then what's going on here? Okay, it's going to collapse eventually. And you could kind of see it slowly starting to collapse. A lot of these guys are shifting towards like AI offers where they're selling an actual asset, like a software or something, where I'm giving you an actual asset, not, hey, here's information, because it's becoming less and less valuable. Okay. So even when it came to information, like, for example, why would you even buy his program? Like, this is one thing that I don't understand about programs is, why would you buy someone's program when they're doing the same strategy for themselves? So, for example, if Ashton Hall teaches you how to go viral, why would I buy his program? Why wouldn't I just copy what he's doing and emulate it for myself? Because he's probably doing as he teaches. So why would I just go copy him? Okay, this is one thing I don't understand. You don't need to buy the playbook when he is running the playbook himself. Okay, and this is the thing when it comes to knowledge. Okay, because, for example, in my coaching business, I don't sell knowledge. I sell an actual asset. I sell labor for our team to pretty much come into your coaching business. I work with mainly fitness and health brands online, coming into coaching businesses and pretty much building out ads, funnels, completely done for you, So I'm pretty much selling kind of like a labor and assets, like a playbook to then run these ads consistently, get you leads, and coach you through sales calls and make hires. So I'm selling talent and I'm selling labor in a sense. Okay. So I'm not necessarily selling knowledge. I give a lot of my knowledge away kind of just for free online, like what I'm doing right here on my YouTube. Heads up though, if you're a fitness coach though, and you want our team to kind of come into your business and kind of run ads for you, help you scale to 50K a month, 100K a month, build sales teams, all that sort of stuff. We work with mainly people who are doing anywhere from 10 to 20K a month, who want to get to 50 or $100,000 a month. We've had lots of clients get there before, and we're happy to kind of do this for you. But that's kind of what I do. I'm no longer selling knowledge. Okay. So how do we take his strategy? How do we take this strategy of, getting views, not being precise, taking the shotgun approach, appealing to everyone, okay, selling knowledge, the Ashton Hall approach that most people are doing, and inverse it to win, okay? The first thing you have to realize, even Dan Kennedy said this, the most dangerous number in business is everyone, okay? Forget trying to reach everyone. Focus on reaching the people within your niche, okay? So you have to figure out exactly who you're targeting first, so then you know who you're targeting. If you don't know who you're targeting, then you can't just go and post because you're not talking to those sort of people, okay? You don't need 1 million views. You need 10 sales at 10K. So you need you need 100 qualified conversations with people who are exactly within your niche, who view you as that niche specific expert. How do you do this? So how do you get people to view you as that niche specific expert? Okay. Number one, you have to talk about unique insights. One of the biggest guys at Sequoia is like $1 billion seed capital raising kind of investment process sort of thing that they invest in companies. It's a big hedge fund, I believe. And one of the things they talk about is they will only invest in companies that will have a lot of unique insights, things that things that a company knows to be true that other competitors don't know to be true. Okay, so when it comes to unique insights, what are unique things that you know to be true within your business that competitors don't? What is your differentiation? What is your uniqueness? Because at the end of the day, if you're doing the same kind of shit as everyone else, talking about the same thing in your content, and it's not unique, then now you're commoditized, okay? And then number two, these unique insights are going to obviously change beliefs. And then number three, these unique insights are going to sell the process. So it all starts with having unique insights, unique useful insights that allow your niche to understand certain things about certain concepts or problems or etc. Within my company, I collect all of, for example, our insights are collected. So here's an example of some of my insight in my kind of company's database, okay? For example, you don't need to surpass expectations. You simply need to meet them. School is middle of funnel, okay? Getting leads is pointless. Lead gen. One niche will help with making fulfillment easier. Fulfillment should be put in a B in our offer, okay? So all of these insights I talk about in my content, okay? And then what do you think I actually sell? It's pretty much these insights bundled up, and we implement these. Okay, so for example, our school funnel we do. Okay, getting leads for people. Okay, is pointless. How do we actually get qualified conversations? Okay, bundle that into unique mechanisms, distribute that so that people are aware of it, and simply get sales calls. Okay, so it all really starts with unique insights. Okay, and the second point I'll give you is just precision. Okay. So many people right now are pretty much taking the Toyota Camry approach and not the Porsche GT3 approach. Like I said, you want to be known as the guy in the space that people have a genuine burning desire to work with if money wasn't an issue, okay? And you kind of want to think about it like, you're dating a girl, you don't want her to just be with you because like you're all she could have gotten at the time. You want her to be with you because no matter what, she will always choose you. Okay. And that's the exact that's the exact way you want your customers and clients and your market to kind of view you. So the Toyota Camry approach is being a commodity, doing the same thing everyone else is doing, not having anything unique, taking the views approach, not being precise, no specialization pretty much. And the Porsche GT3 approach is being extremely specialized, being extremely precise with exactly who you're targeting and talking about unique insights and being specific. Okay. And the more specialized you are, the more pricing power you'll have. That's why heart surgeons make more than general physicians. Okay. And pretty much when you appeal to one person and you're specific, what happens? It's the inverse of what I talked about before. People view you as an expert. You're going to actually have an easier time getting clients because, people are going to view you as that expert. When they get on a sales call with you, they know that you're the expert because you help them individually. And think about it. If you're like a mom who's overweight, would I rather go to a guy who helps with general fitness, or would I rather go to the guy who has 1,000 other testimonials of moms who has only worked with moms for the past 20 years? Probably that guy. Okay. And you'll have the ability to charge more because you're precise. You're the specialist. You'll have better client results because people have paid more and they view you as a specialist. And on the back end, because you're only helping one person, one sort of person do one sort of thing, moms lose weight or dads gain muscle or whatever you're doing, or there's hundreds of niches that you could potentially make up. Okay. You only have one process that you're selling. You can validate that one process on the back end very quickly and pretty much just like run one system 100 times, 1,000 times and get really good at it. Bruce Lee said, I'd rather practice one kick, or I don't fear the man who's practiced 1,000 kicks once. I fear the man who's practiced one kick 1,000 times. And that's the same thing with your back end sort of process. Okay. So all in all, this kind of approach of being this loud views, distribute so much content, be the big guy who's, playing the shotgun approach. It's commoditized. Views don't equal clients. It's a strategy that you can implement if you are selling a B2C or even a BizOp offer. But in my opinion, if you're selling to a niche market, if you're a fitness coach, for example, and you're selling, not a BizOp offer, and you're mostly selling to just general consumers who want fitness or whatever, and it's more of a precise and tight-knit market, then this sort of stuff will not work. And even all of this view stuff and going viral, it kind of degrades your soul in a sense, because I feel like, you are kind of inevitably playing a clown game and you're not really providing any value to the marketplace by any means. You're just being an entertainer and just putting you're not helping people really. Okay. So actually build for targeting, be direct. Okay. Stop trying to chase followers. Stop trying to build this massive audience. Start trying to be precise with who you're talking to. Remember, you'd rather have 1,000 people who are exactly within your niche rather than 1 million people who are just random people who are probably not. Okay. And be that high ticket Porsche. Position yourself as that GT3 who people actually have a genuine burning desire to work with, rather than the guy doing the exact same thing everyone else is doing, playing the view strategy, doing all of this attention games. Because remember, it doesn't work. Be precise, get people who have a genuine burning desire to work with you, and scale from there. So if you're a coach, or if you're someone online, or if you run a health and fitness business online, you want to get to the next level with ads, you want to build out your systems, you want to just understand how we kind of do this as a whole, how we get these results, how I've gotten here myself, go book a call with me. I actually have an email. I launched an email list about a week and a half ago, and I do emails a couple times a week. So I'm sharing some really interesting stuff on there. So go sub to the list nonetheless, and I'll see you on the other side. Cheers.